See if your phone will connect so you can read.
Okay.
Wow. Ugh. Cough, cough, cough.
That thing doesn't want to stay.
Yeah, it keeps angling down. I don't know why. Hey guys, welcome to Wildlife Wednesday here at Get Swamped. And Z-Dog and I are out running errands, and it keeps falling. Why? I don't know why it keeps doing that. Gotta tighten it.
Yeah.
How's everyone doing out there? And I am starting to feel better. Thank you guys so much. And just feeling, it is confirmed everything is my sinuses. I have a bad sinus infection and getting over it, but it takes time. I had a COVID tested. That's cool. And just going on with it. We were going to shoot a Wildlife Wednesday, but I had a coughing attack earlier all day today, so it was too hard to do. I was coughing every 2 minutes.
Which now is caused to me sneezing every once in a while.
Yeah, you're sneezing up a storm. So it was hard to film, and we said, heck with it. Let's just go live. And we got some...
Which is funny, because now we don't need to do any of that, because it's live.
Right.
Yeah. As soon as I say it.
Yeah. But as soon as... When you're trying to film, and you're trying to show you guys an animal, and teach you guys a little bit about an animal, and you're coughing, you can't hold the animal, and you can't... The animals freak out, too.
Not to mention, you can't sneeze while holding the camera, because that just makes it bounce everywhere.
Yeah. So we're just trying to get through this. Z, are you reading questions on there?
I have. Okay. Okay. Rosie's here.
Rosie!
Any questions, guys?
We do have a cool video coming out tomorrow, which will show you on... We just got some new animals.
A few people said that we should go to the doctor, but we're fine. It's just allergies. I
just went and got COVID tested and everything, so
yeah,
it's already confirmed it's allergies. Sinus. I've got a sinus infection and negative COVID test. So woohoo! And just got to get over it. Man, we did get some new animals. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to watch the video tomorrow and see what they are. But Z-Dog and Chris set up...
did you guys get my email?
Lori, what...
love you guys. If I send an email, will you answer it?
Yes, of course. High fives, super chat. Lori, thank you very much.
H&M said, did you like my box?
Yes. Yes, we've got a bunch of mail. We just picked up a bunch too. So Sunday we'll have a bunch of mail to open.
After Adventures is here, and we're not on a Gator call. We're just driving through town.
No, the van has broke down. They have to put a new, what's it called?
Throttle box.
A throttle body on it.
Yeah.
Because the van kept going into limp mode. So you'd be driving and all of a sudden it goes into limp mode, and that means just idle. So we do have a couple Gator calls we have to do as soon as the van is fixed, but we can't do them in the car.
Kelly out, or I forget how to pronounce his name.
Okay, what's the first name? Just give me the first name.
Kelly.
Kelly?
Yes.
What is it?
Sorry that I've been missing a lot of the live videos. I've been told that I'm doing great for the 2 weeks post emergency spinal surgery.
Awesome, Kelly. Awesome. Good to hear. Glad you're doing good. Prayers. Don't worry if you're missing the lives or videos. You can always catch up on them. You can always watch them. And cool stuff happening. But Z-Dog and I are on the way to the grocery store because we have to get food for this new animals we got. And they love certain foods.
Yeah.
So we have to get them. We just went to the feed store and got a bag of dry food, but now we have to get them fresh food, fruits, and some other stuff. And then we have a brand new animal coming Friday, which you guys are going to freak on.
We're not allowed to tell you. We just said it was...
It's a surprise. It's a surprise. You guys will see. You'll see the 3 animals that we got yesterday in tomorrow's video.
Does Amazon deliver to your P.O. box?
Yes, they do. And if they don't, you can send it email. Well, is Rosie there? Rosie,
Yeah.
Put up our farm address, the 4258 Southwest 52nd Terrace, Bushnell, Florida. Or is Ashlyn in there?
I haven't seen her. Do you do public tours at the ranch?
We do public tours. We do. And we fart a lot too. But no, yes, we do public tours at the ranch. But as of right now, we are shut down because COVID is actually really, really bad right now.
Are we going to see the food that we're going to get? Maybe.
You can't really because I'll lose signal going in the store. So I'll tell you this. We're getting a bunch of fruit.
Okay. How long have we had Elvis?
Elvis, over 10 years.
Okay.
Elvis, we've had over 10 years. And when we got Elvis, he was about 5.5 feet. And we've had him right around 10 years. And now he is 7 feet. Elvis has been in Wildlife Wednesday videos before. And
He's been in a few.
if you go way back in our Wildlife Wednesday videos, you'll see Elvis. Actually, Martin, our old cameraman for Swamp Brothers, shot that video for us when we were playing with Elvis in the pond. He was teaching Z-Dog how to shoot. And Martin was one of our cameramans on Swamp Brother, who's a cameraman for lots and lots of Discovery shows and other channel shows. He's a very awesome cameraman.
Okay. Did you see the news video about the birthday party for the
Yes,
kid?
I did. Yes, I did. Actually, I only saw one mistake the woman made. And I'll explain it Sunday's live video because it's a lot to go into right now. And she made one major mistake. And also, the big thing is, doing these shows with the animals, it's a lot. People got to realize that these animals are still wild animals and accidents can happen. And you cannot call a gator like that one tame gator because of the fact that you're not doing anything with that gator except for shows. The difference is when I am filming with Tebow, I actually am spending a lot of time in their pen, and that's the difference with that. We spend at least a minimum of an hour a day in Tebow's pen.
Okay.
So whether we're feeding or not feeding.
Okay. Are you limited of how many gators you're allowed to have?
No, I am not limited to how many I am allowed to have. Now, we will be building an additional gator marsh down the road. And you got to remember, our gator marsh is huge. It's 7 acres. It's 5 acres of water alone.
Okay. Question, is it true that rattlesnakes are how big they are? How big the rattle is how old the rattlesnake is?
No, it is not, because rattles break off and they grow. Rattles grow to how much the snake eats in a year, how many times it sheds. The more it eats, the more it's going to shed, the longer the rattle's going to be. So you can't go by that, because it could be a year where it's really rainy like this, and excuse me, guys. Rodents produce a lot more in a rainy year like this than they would in a dry year, because the food is more abundant, so they produce more. So the rattlesnake's going to eat more, therefore it's going to shed more, therefore its rattle is going to get longer in a year than it would on a dry year when the food's not as plentiful.
Okay. Let's see. Have you loved gators your whole life, or gotten into it?
I've loved gators my whole life. Gators, crocodiles, and caiman. They were really, to me, I was like every little boy. I loved dinosaurs. When I was 8 years old, I grew up in Ohio, and it wasn't far from from SeaWorld and Geauga Lake. And I remember my parents taking Steven and I to SeaWorld, and I was one of the kids they picked out of the crowd. And that was back when they used to interact with Shamu and everything. And there's so many different Shamus, but Shamu swam up on the thing, and the trainers had me there, and the whale swims right up and licked my face. And to me, that was the coolest thing in the world. It was like a dinosaur just kissed me. I had this huge tongue just go bloop, and it was amazing. And from that point, I was just hooked on everything. And plus, my grandfather and my great-grandfather were vets in Hungary, so it's in my blood. And it's in Z-Dog's blood, it's in Cassandra's blood, it's in Piper's blood. They were all raised around this.
Okay. What's the difference between a croc and a gator?
Crocodiles, easiest layman terms, crocodiles have a longer, pointier snout, except for a couple of them have a rounder snout. But also, when a gator closes its mouth, its teeth fit like this, so the teeth hide. When a crocodile closes its mouth, its teeth fit like this, so you can see them. And also, crocodiles have a gland in their throat which removes salt from the water, so all crocodiles can survive in salt water, where alligators do not have that gland, so they have to drink fresh water. They have to come out of the salt water to find fresh water to drink to survive.
What animal do you not have that you want to have someday?
Orangutan. That's an easy one. Orangutan.
Were you lucky enough to meet Steve Irwin when he was alive?
I never got to meet him. He was supposed to come down here in Florida, and we were supposed to actually film with him, Steven and I, but he ended up dying that year. I am friends with Steve's father, and I am also friends with Steve's cameraman, who was his cameraman forever, who lives down here in Florida, Ormond Beach now, and he's the one who filmed Steve actually getting killed. And he freaked out. He was telling me the story of it, and it's a shame. I got to talk to Steve several times on the phone before he did pass away, and he seemed like a nice guy. And his dad I love Bob. Bob is an incredible guy. And when we had Swamp Brothers, Bob called us and said he loved our show, and he said it was a great show because you guys had education and comedy in it, and that's what makes us different from all these other guys. If you guys notice, I don't try to push scientific facts on you. I could sit there and easily do that, and I can go catch gators and make it look boring and just boom, catch it and load it up and throw it in the vehicle and go away. But I'd rather take my time and show you the multiple things that happen during it and everything live as it happens and teach you about it, because you're getting also, like when Jeremy goes with us and you're just learning a lot as well as Jeremy. And I love that fact, because you guys mess up a lot, so that makes it where I have to teach you how to do it, and then I got to try to correct your guys' mess ups, but then you guys are also learning the correct way to do it. And it makes it interesting, and it gives you guys entertainment, so you're actually going to watch it, and then what you don't realize is you're learning stuff from watching it, and you learn more through entertainment than if you do by people trying to shove facts and everything down your throat.
Let's see. Are crocodiles more aggressive?
Yes, 100%. I always explain to people, alligators are like Homer Simpson, and crocodiles are like your super athlete on roid rage. They are just naturally more aggressive.
What animal have that we had but wish that we didn't?
None. I love all animals. Some are a little bit more work, but it's still, you get attached to them. Even animals that are mean, you get attached to them, because it's their personality. Animals are like people. They all have their individual personality.
What kind of animal will that large lizard like? What do we feed, I guess?
Oh, who? Elvis?
Yeah.
Elvis is an Asian water monitor. They're one of the larger species of monitors. Not the largest. They're related to the Komodo dragon, yes. And they mainly eat fish. They eat small mammals. Elvis gets fed a variety of things. You guys saw we fed it. We get donations of turkey innards for every Christmas and every Thanksgiving, and we take it and we throw it in the freezer, and that lasts us all year with Elvis. And because we've got the innards from this year, what was it, 200 during Christmas and 250 during Thanksgiving, so 400, close to 500 turkeys, and we feed him those throughout the year as just for breakfast, and we'll throw him a couple eggs in there with him from our chickens, and then also we give him rats where he gets the bones and all the innards, and then we do put a calcium supplement on his turkey innards and everything. Plus, in those innards, we take the turkey necks, which are like this big, and we cut them up, and that's all bone and everything.
Okay. Can you guys have volunteers work on the property?
Yes, we can. As soon as we get through this COVID thing, we will start taking volunteers again to work with Sea-Dog and Chris. The thing is, with volunteers, we found we go through so many volunteers. And the reason being is, these days, everybody wants to be a TikTok superstar or an Instagram superstar. So they're so busy. Brian Barczyk ran into a lot of it, and even Gatorland gets a lot of it. These people come, they apply, they look great, and they act great the first day. And then all they want to do, instead of taking care of animals and cleaning and doing all that, is they want to sit there and take selfies with animals. So you got to weed through people, and it's a long process.
Yeah, it takes the first week to see if they'll,
just to see. Usually the first week they're pretty decent, and that's when they start with the, oh, did you see my TikTok? Or it's like, geez, really?
Okay.
My goodness, you people, just you either love animals and you want to do it because you want to do it, or
do you accept volunteer visitors? And yeah, that's kind of the same.
What's that?
Volunteer visitors.
We don't do volunteer visitors. The way we've done it in the past, it's $75 a person to come out and do a tour. It takes about 3 hours, and you'll get to go along with us, and you'll get interaction with animals and everything, and get to experience what it's like to work with these animals, and it's really cool.
Why does Chris do more dangerous stuff?
Why does Chris do more dangerous stuff? There's not a person that does more dangerous stuff than myself, but when I'm teaching Chris how to do this, Chris has been working for us for a few years, so now it's Chris's turn to actually get in there and do this stuff. He's watched and observed me for a few years now, and now it's time for him to get his hands dirty. And Z-Dog, it'll probably be next year for him to start getting his hands dirty, or the year after. It's a long process of learning how to deal with some of the deadliest animals in the world. Z-Dog's already getting his hands dirty with the lemurs, with the new animals that we just got. I almost said it. You guys almost got me to slip up. That was very tricky. But I caught myself. But, with the snakes, we've got the deadliest snakes in the world in that room. And Chris has finally gotten to the point where he's learning. Ashlyn's doing some of the snakes, and she's getting more and more comfortable with it. And Z's, your thing really isn't the venomous snakes. You like the mammals more.
I mean, I've done regular snakes.
Yeah, regular snakes you've done and all.
Yeah. It's just not as appealing to me.
Right.
Some people's, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah. Don't forget, guys, hit up those super chats. We love you guys, and we love all the support you guys give us. And hit up our Amazon wish list. Is that Colleen up there?
Yeah.
I see. Hi, Colleen. You guys saw me on the last video. The hooks we're making, I put them on my Amazon wish list. Those are the treble hooks we use. And those hooks are used to try to catch these gators live. I didn't put any of the big hooks that we used when our last resort hooks. These are the hooks I have to make, the treble hooks, so I can snag a gator and catch it live safely and bring it back to the farm.
Let's see. Have you been back to visit the tricolor lemurs?
I have not been back lately, but I'll tell you one thing. Z-Dog and I are going somewhere Friday and picking something up. I don't know what it could be.
How old am I? I'm 20. And
Z-Dog's 20.
Yeah. Is he an old blind child who helps you?
What?
I don't know what that means.
Where?
But is he an old lying child that helps you? I don't know what that means.
What's old lying child who helps you? I don't understand that one.
Yeah.
He's 20 years old and he's my son.
Yeah. Do you milk rattlesnakes and sell the venom or anti-venom?
No, we do not do that, because in order to do that, you would have to have a lab. For us to set up a lab, it would be about $200,000, and that's all you have time to do. Because say you're doing a certain venom, you literally have to have about 100 of those snakes on your venom line to get enough venom to do that.
I think it was supposed to be an only child.
Oh, Z is not an only child. He is one of 3. He's the middle child.
Yeah.
The girls take care of the birds. What?
More go to the doctors, and where do we find the request for Amazon stuff?
Under our Amazon wish list, it's at Get Swamped. Or if you go back to any of our videos, it's in the pinned comment I have up. Or Colleen, are you still on? Colleen could put a link up there if she's or Ashlyn, or is any of our moderators on there, Z?
Yeah, there's a few.
Okay, any of our moderators could put up the link for our Amazon. And who's that? Cecilia! Cecilia always puts up the links for our P.O. Box, our PayPal, our Amazon, and everything for donations and everything. We do rely on strictly donations now, because we have not been able, just opened for a little bit this year, and then we had to shut back down because of COVID. Actually, here in Sumter County, we lost a 33-year-old deputy to COVID yesterday, and it's, it's a terrible thing. God bless him. And
what's the size on the Gator hooks and
12s and 10s?
Yeah.
Who's that? Kimberly, thank you, $5 super sticker. Thank you very much, Kimberly. Greatly appreciated. We used to rely on doing, tours. That's how we made our money for the farm to take care of the animals. But, since COVID, and then plus, we used to do appearances. We'd take the animals to schools, to private parties, to functions, to, big community functions and everything, and charge to do that and teach everybody. And that's how we would support all the animals and everything. But since March of 2020, everything's been canceled.
Okay.
We did a couple Zoom things, and that was it. And we didn't charge the schools to do the Zoom things.
What about working with Steve Irwin's son?
I'd never say no to that.
Are you government funded?
No, we are not. We are in the process of doing a 501c3, but I was talking to the lawyer yesterday, and he's like, Robbie, we got to get this done. I said, I know. I've got this sinus cold now. And it's going to take me about 2 days. I got to go down south and sit down with him and go through everything. And guys, this is the busiest time of year for us. You're getting eggs. Your eggs are going to start hatching soon, and then you got to set up the babies, and then you got hurricane season here. So it's so hard to get away when we have this many animals, and I'll get to it. There we are. All right.
Okay. Let's see. Where are we? Is it true that we have that every alligator over 10 feet?
Susie Brown, thank you so much.
Euthanized.
Every alligator over 4 feet is. Rosie, high five. Rosie and Susie, thank you guys so much for the super chats there. Every alligator over 4 feet cannot be relocated. Most of the alligator trappers euthanize them. We do not. We save them and bring them back to our place if we can catch them live. If they have to be caught on bait, then we try to save them. If they're big enough to get our arm down in the stomach and remove the hook safely, we do that.
We do not have a Patreon, or not yet. Anyways.
Not yet. Anyways, we're concentrating on YouTube.
Yeah.
And sharing. Jeremy Hales, who is incredible. Nancy, thank you so much for the super chat there. If I'm missing any super chats, I apologize. I'm just trying to answer. Z-Dog's reading the questions, and I'm trying to read it because I cannot see. But we try to save as many gators as we can.
Did we?
What did Colleen say?
Everyone try to grab the link. It says it's basically saying that the link doesn't work.
Colleen, see if the link works on one of the previous posts I did. I think it's up there on I don't know if it's in yesterday's. It might be in yesterday's. Our Amazon account is, I don't know if you can just look it up under Get Swamped. Or when I get home tonight, I'll pin the Amazon link in the comment from here.
Okay. See, I'm trying to find the other one. It's all up here. I cannot find it.
Look how busy. We're sitting in Winn-Dixie's parking lot. And Winn-Dixie is usually empty, but it is slammed today. And it's because Walmart is closed till tomorrow due to their doing a big cleaning thing. They closed yesterday at like 4 o'clock, and they won't be open till tomorrow.
Okay. Will we ever get sloths?
Yes, of course, we will get sloths. That's the plan.
Where do the babies go once they hatch? Do they stay with you or get sent to another park?
Which baby what?
I'm guessing gators.